Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say hello and welcome to another great presentation of the program, Ashford God Live on British Radio Africa. As always, man, it feels great to be back home, folks. I'm telling you, it just doesn't get any better. Looking good, smelling good, and of course, feeling good as well. On British Radio Africa this beautiful Tuesday night, as we come to you from Detroit. I know some heard the name, some heard people talk about him, but you've gotten the opportunity tonight. Let's have fun. Just in case you're celebrating your birthday today, I'd like to say congratulations. And of course, let us sure hope that you live to see many, many more birthdays to come. As always, folks, this is the voice, the golden voice of Liberia, the medicine of the microphone, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than the lion. And that's why he's called the giant. That now you know, man. Oh, man. Let's have fun. Siba Harris is in the building tonight. James D. Finnet is also in the building. Lopu Zika, Sam Coluba, Elizabeth Victoria Dempster is also in the house, folks. I'm telling you. My lovely sister Elizabeth Bowen, Mr. Alvin Perry, as always, is in the building. Oh, man. What are you drinking tonight? Get the popcorn rolling. And that's right, folks. Again, excuse my French. Welcome to another exciting edition of the program, Ashford God Live, on this beautiful Tuesday night as we come to you from Detroit. And listen, don't be selfish. Invite a few friends. Okay? Don't just enjoy the show by yourself. And of course, because your friends are not always our friends, people love to listen in, they love to watch, but if you don't tell them, they won't be in a position to do so. So we are asking that we all share the video like I'm doing now, So that I'd like to, at this time, say hi to all of you. Again, if you're celebrating your birthday today, I'd like to say congratulations. And let us show hope that you live to see many more birthdays to come. Tonight, we're going to play host to Mr. WILBERT. WILBERT YANCY. Mr. YANCY wants to be the next senator of Maryland County. What does he bring to the table? What are his chances? So you will be hearing from him firsthand tonight as we bring him on live television, of course. He will also be telling us about his political affiliation as it relates to Liberian politics. So sit back, relax, so that we can together have a great time tonight. Florence Taylor is watching. Dale Lincoln is also watching. Jumoto M. Laward is watching. Ralph P. Williams, Agba Mobolo, Daku Kamor, Yenten Yahoo, Rock is also watching. And folks, I'm telling you, are in for a big treat on this beautiful Tuesday night. Want to set up your welcome to Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts out of Information Hub with Letty. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Garley. How are you?
I'm doing exceptionally well. God is good.
All the time. You're looking exceptionally well. That's good.
That's the name of the game now,
Uh-huh. Awesome. Well, sorry I couldn't be here last night due to prior engagements, but I did watch the show. Great job, and I know you had some issues, but I'm glad everything is working well tonight. With that said, I would like to say welcome, good evening, and welcome to another terrific edition of Bridge Radio Africa, Bridge TV, with your host, Ashfotrd, the Giant Garley. We are coming to you live tonight from 3 major platforms, and they are Facebook Live, aka Bridge TV, BridgeRadioAfrica.com YouTube channel, and BridgeRadioAfrica.com. Again, that's Facebook Live, aka Bridge TV, Bridge Radio Africa YouTube channel, and Bridge Radio Africa. So you can get us live on all these 3 platforms. Thank you for choosing Bridge TV as your choice of information and entertainment. We are asking that you are respectful of each other. We ask you to please be respectful of our host, please be respectful of our guests, and please be respectful of the platform. What you write is just as important as what you say. If you were calling in, would you use those words to that person? That's the same way you should look at it when you write it here, because people do read your comments. We say thank you. We appreciate you for coming. Always our medium of sharing information. As you know, the news breakers are on this platform, and we want you to be informed. People that want to take position, or people that are holding positions, what are they doing? What do you want to ask them? Come here. Have your questions ready, as when we pin the number up, you have time to call in. Back to you, Mr. Garley.
This is one of my favorite tones. I hope you like this as well, Mr. Nakemon, Othello Grisby, Alassana Berite, Prince Otto, Tano Jala, Alfred Anderson is in the building as well, folks. Again, don't be selfish now. Share the video so that we can together, brainstorm and see what, in fact, our guest has in store for us tonight. Sandy Soare is watching from Minnesota. Mr. Joe M. Johnson is in the building. Prince Andrews, as always, is in the building. Just like that. Oh, man. My son Jimmy Poppy Garley is watching from Ghana. Again, if you're celebrating some type of occasion, we'd like to say congratulations. And you own a business out there, or you want to be a part of the platform in terms of a very special interview, please contact the marketing department and we can make some type of arrangement, okay? We are reachable. This platform belongs to everybody. Whether you're a business person, you're a politician, you're an advocate, you name it, whatever you want to talk about, just fill us in, all right? Mr. William Paton, my Von partner, just landed on Bridge Radio, trying to make his way uptown Oh man, John Nimlet we said. By that time now, Jumpy Deer, Kiko Drajeng, Akwetashi. Oh man. And I'm told Mr. William Patot is watching from Pueblo, Colorado. Oh man, my brother, thanks for joining us tonight. Andy D. Moore is watching from China. Maxwell Colvert is watching from Washington, D.C. Vida Donna, just like that, is in the building. Grab something to drink. I have a couple of bottles of waters here. I have my tea. Joseph Cisco is in the building just like that. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let us keep this ball rolling. And tonight, again, we play host to Mr. WILBERT YANCY, a businessman turned politician. And he wants to be a senator of Maryland County. What does he bring to the table? What are his chances? You'll hear from the man firsthand tonight. But just before we bring him up close and personal, we want to go back to information highway so that we learn a little something about our special guest tonight. And with that said, we want to rejoin Mrs. Lexi Brooks Roberts out of Information Highway. Mrs. Roberts.
Yes, Mr. Garley, we have Cocoa International SRL and the owner or operator, Richard Emmanuel WILBERT YANCY. He's a special representative for West Africa and Ghana, country director of Cocoa International SRL Italy. A calm, composed, and a small business brain resemble Mr. Richard Emmanuel WILBERT YANCY. Partner at T.S. Sabine Consulting Company, Durban, South Africa, and Accra, Ghana, and the Special Representative for West Africa and the Ghana Country Director for Cocoa International SRL Italy on International Project Funding Company. With operations in Europe, North and Sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, Middle East, South America, etc. For him, the transition journey from a refugee child in Tabou, Côte d'Ivoire, to an ambitious, self-worked, and educated personality with 2 college degrees, a bachelor's in business administration from the University of Ghana, and a master's degree in project management from Walden University, has exposed Mr. YANCY to getting in contact with some of the biggest names in world business and key policymakers driving economic and infrastructure development in developing countries, not only on the continent of Africa, but on a global level. He is not one who sits on his laurels. E-Man, as he is commonly known by colleagues and other close associates, having diversified in keeping the fundamentals in sight. He has not only successfully justified his role in the international investment consulting community by serving many sub-Saharan nations, such as Ghana, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Togo, Mauritania, Chad, Niger, and the Gambia. In sourcing development funds for government-backed projects, mostly in infrastructures, and also introducing investors to countries for major investment opportunities. A platform he dwells on, and with the passion and love for his people to progress to a new level in development and economic growth. He has a quest to serve his home country, his home county, Maryland, in Liberia, as he contests for senator. Mr. Yancey is a smart negotiator, a bridge builder, a project crafter, a team driver, an entrepreneur, and a humanitarian, a unifier. And above all else, he knows how to make things work successfully. An impeccable character who articulates in Coco International SRL. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Emmanuel Wilbert Yancey. Back to you, Mr. Garley.
Thank you. Mr. Yancey, hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Garley. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing me on your show.
I could give us 1 or 2 minutes with your opening statement.
Thank you so much again. Thank you for bringing me on the show once more. My name is Richard Emmanuel Wilbert Yancey. I am from Maryland County. I was a refugee child in Ivory Coast in Taboo in the early 90s. And thankfully to the United Nations Education Foundation, through the ADRA, that is Islamic Development and Relief Agency. Our ADRA is from, that's an Adventist, sorry, from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And then through them, I was able to go to high school in Taboo and graduated in 1998. And I went on going on scholarships through various United Nations agencies. And I went to Europe. I went to Australia for school, and I was in the UAE, Dubai. And then, I mean, that's it. I also went to school in Ghana, where I currently work. And I attended the Walden University recently. In 2017, I had my master's. But before then, I've been working with other international agencies during the days of my schooling. So I have met international friends, good friends who are good in business, good connections, and have been linking me up. It's good to make good friends, though. Through your good friends, you can be able to achieve a lot of things in life. So I've been very much serious over the last few years in achieving my goals. I had not been a politician before. It was not my mindset. But due to recent events in our home country, Liberia, and mostly my county, Maryland, I have decided to enter the senatorial race. My father is from Harper City, but he was born in Jiditabo in Maryland County. My mom is from Yerabo, from Bone, in the Calwood district. And I see this as my constitutional right to serve my people after I was called upon by them to come and serve. I was petitioned by my people, and I think I'm not going to turn my backs on them, and I'm going to work with them and see what we can do together. I have quite respect for all those in the race, the current sitting senators who are helping to steer the activities of the county, Senator Brown, Senator Morales. These are all good people, all right? Senator Morales' seat is up for grab this time, and then we are all contesting for that seat. Not because we disrespect him, but I think it's time for a new person to serve. Thank you so much.
Now, you talk about your brief stay in the Ivory Coast. How long did you stay in Cote d'Ivoire?
Oh, I've been in Cote d'Ivoire since 1991. 1991, during the course of the war. I was in Harper before then. I was in Monrovia, and I was displaced. I got missing during the war. My parents didn't know where I was. I got missing in Monrovia. I found my way to Banga. I found my way across the land. Those days that how they used to call it, though, and I found my way to Harper, where I went to find my mom and other siblings. And then we crossed over to Ivory Coast during the heat of the LPC war. When the LPC attacked Harper, we all crossed to Tabou, and this is how I started living in Ivory Coast.
Donc, parlez-vous français alors?
Oh, je parle bien français. Je me débrouille aussi.
Now, you talk about the people of Maryland. Would you want to greet the people in Maryland County in your little vernacular?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I will. I will. I can speak a little bit of my mom's tone, my mom's language,
Go
because
ahead.
she's from the hinterland.
Go
And
ahead. Do
my
you?
father is Grego type, so I'm not too fluent in the Grego speaking, but at least I can really understand.
Let's give
So
her.
I
You
don't want
have.
to go further with this one now. I don't want to go further with this one.
Now, I see you. You have traveled extensively the world over.
All
Now,
right.
Mr. Yancey, what is your current occupation and where are you based?
Oh, due to my job, okay, actually, my current occupation is business consultant and also investment consultant. All right. I did project management in school, so that brought me towards to doing this, uh, to taking on this profession. I mean, currently we are based. Our headquarters is based in Ghana for West Africa. The West Africa chapter is based in Ghana. We have other offices around the world in Italy and in South Africa. In India, Mumbai, we have offices in Tripoli, Libya. We have offices in Algeria, in Senegal, and all other African countries. But then I am based in West Africa, and our Ghana office, I am the Ghana office director. So I'm based here, based in Ghana. Currently, I'm back from Europe, and I'm quarantined in my hotel uh, due to the COVID-19, and I got the next 3 days to complete the process. I went through series of tests over the last few days, and I'm negative.
Now, you you talk about spending some time in Maryland County. That somebody out there watching would said, "Are you a Liberian? If yes, where were you born, and where did you get your early childhood education?"
Oh, okay. Actually, I was born in a place called Riverware because my mom was a police officer assigned there at the time. Riverware, I think, is in River G County. I was born there, and then when she left the police force, she moved to Monrovia, and I was brought up in Monrovia and moved to Maryland only during the course of the Civil War.
Now, it appears that most of your education and working experiences were done outside of Liberia. You care to tell us more?
Okay, education is universal, so it doesn't matter wherever you are educated. You could be educated in Liberia, in Spain, in France, in the US. I mean, it's the same. Actually, I don't think I would have gone to school in Ezra had it not been for the war. All right, we moved to Ivory Coast. I went to Ivory Coast and started my early education mostly in Ivory Coast, in Taboo. I got a lot of friends from the county, from Maryland, that know me a lot. And I progressed from there. I went to Abidjan for some time to the United Nations Education Scholarship Funds. And I went to Ghana. I came to Ghana then, I mean, after my high school graduation. Then got my degree, my first degree, and then I started working. And then I started pursuing uh, other disciplines over the years. And up to now, I'm still in school. I'm still going to school. I'm still learning. I mean, education has no limit. And I don't think it's an issue. I'm still learning. I'm still climbing the curve.
Back to reality and back to politics. Which
Thank
political
you.
party are you a member of and why that party?
Okay. I've been an active member of the Congress for Democratic Change since 2005. Um, in 2017, I was very much involved in the race. 2005, I was not that much involved. I was still in the very much private sector. But in 2017, I became very much involved into our local politics in Liberia. The president is my very good friend, my very good friend, my big brother. All right. He calls me Eben. As I said, most of my friends call me Eben. I'm very close also to the vice president, Her Excellency Joy Howard Taylor. She's my very good friend too. Most of the ministers in government are my friends. Um, Most of those also in the House of Representatives. Most of them know me. The ministers in government, cabinet ministers, most of them are good friends. But I'm not running on the CDC platform. I'm running as an independent candidate.
Why are you running as an independent? You're friends with the president. You're friends with the vice president, and you a staunch member of the CDC. Why are you not running on the CDC platform?
Oh, okay. You see, I think right now our county politics has nothing much, to do with political parties. I think it's about time where individual citizens take on the mantle. Individual citizens can come and drive the economy themselves. Uh, my campaign policy is not political. It's not political in my view. In our view, our platform is not too much political. We are developmental. We are economical. So the party has its own agenda. I'm not a senior party executive. No, I am not. I affiliate with the CDC, of course, and the president happens to be my friend. The vice president is my friend. The other cabinet ministers are my friends. But that does not make me like a senior party, executive. So I had no part to play in the primaries. I was not invited. I didn't go there. Uh, I didn't think it was wise for me. In my understanding, I got a lot of friends that are from various backgrounds in politics. Some of them are from the CDC. Some of them are from the independent background. Some of them are from other political parties. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at what I can do for my county with the rich experience that I have, the rich exposure over the years, the international contacts that I have made over the years. I think I'm ready for the place to be the next senator, to do what my people deserve, what they desire also. That's my aim and objective.
Now, Mr. Yancey, since you have a very little or no working experience in Liberia, why didn't you run for public office in any of those countries that you previously worked in?
Because I'm not a citizen of those countries. I'm not a citizen of those countries. I'm a citizen of Liberia, a son of the soil of Maryland County. I have no, let's say, rights in some of these countries that I have worked with, work in, and I have schooled in, because I'm not a citizen there. I'm a citizen of Liberia. That's my constitutional right.
Now, again, what have you done for the people of Maryland County for which you are seeking their votes?
Oh, you see, Mr. Garley, I've come to this race with a lot of optimism. All right, it's not about what I've done for the people of the county. Let's look at all those that are even in charge right now in the county. Those senators, those lawmakers, legislative caucus, the members of various development councils and things. What have they done for the county? What have they done for Maryland County? You staying there all these years doesn't mean you've done something for the county. All right. We have been helping other people in scholarship. Okay, we are not those that go around saying names of people we've helped go to school, but I have been helping my kinsmen from the county a lot. So I've been also extending my hands to people. A lot of whom know me, a lot of those that know me can say today and attest to what I'm saying here that this man is a humanitarian. That's my point. So it's not about what what infrastructure you have put up in the county in terms of maybe building schools and things. No, I have not reached that level yet. I didn't do that. I'm not going to lie upon that. But there are other areas I've been helping people individually to help build their capacity.
Well, a motivational speaker once said, I believe the name is Jim Rom. He said, life change does not begin with motivation. Life change does not begin with inspiration. Life change begins with education. And you talk about giving out a few scholarships to some of your kinsmen and others, but you don't like to talk about it. I think we ought to know that. Give us some specifics, some numbers. Who are those that you
Okay.
scholarships and what institutions did it go to or they are attending?
I didn't give scholarship to people, but what I'm saying is that I have been helping people with school fees. I have been helping people with a lot of other incentives that they need to support their schooling, even in Monrovia, in Monserrate right now, even in Harper, uh, in other parts of the world. In Ghana, I've helped a lot of people from my county. I have helped a lot of people from other part of Liberia. It doesn't have to be only Maryland County. So I was not really focusing on giving scholarships, but I want to come up with something. All right, I want to make know something here right now. Over the last few weeks, I have secured 23 scholarships. I shouldn't call it scholarship, capacity building slots. All right, for people from Maryland County. All right, and that will be distributed and allocated. I mean, over the last few days to people of the county from various institutions. This is mostly to be heard in South Africa, in Durban. Uh, Through my partners there, they have helped me secure 23 slots to empower my people in the field of civil engineering. So that will be coming up very soon.
Now, I asked you earlier, what have you done for Maryland County and the people of Maryland County? And you fired back with a question. What are those who have been there as leaders? What have they done? Now, you lived in Maryland for quite some time. You know, again, what, let me rephrase the question. The people would like to feel you, Lord, would like to touch you and becoming a leader in Liberia and any part of the country. They have to feel you. You know, this is where luckability comes into play. You know, so again, what have you specifically done for Maryland County or the people of Maryland County? Do they even know you?
Yeah, Mr. Garley. Mr. Garley. As I said, I was in Taboo. I went to school in Taboo. I lived in Taboo for several years, and during those years, there were series of armed incursions within Maryland County. People were displaced. Most people from the county were displaced and living in Ivory Coast, and they got to know me. But let's come back to your question of what I've done for the people of the county. And I said this again, and I'm going to repeat. All right, I've helped people. I've been helping individuals to help, I mean, to bring up their inner skills to be able to contribute to the county. And I'm not going to give names of people here that I've helped, but then I think we should focus on the issue of what I'm bringing to the table. You understand? We should focus our argument right now on what I am bringing to the table. Listen to my policies and agenda. Listen to the facts. Look for the evidence, and you're going to see that I think I should be given chance. Should be given chance by the people of the county.
Again, we're going to get that. Now, are you an earnest person? Do you look your friend or your colleague in the eye when they're doing wrong to say, you know what you've just done is not right? You earlier mentioned that you are friends with the president, you're friends with the vice president, lots of representatives and senators in this current administration that you are friends with. Now, my question to you: do you think Liberia is moving in the right direction? Yes or no? And I want you to please explain.
There will be two answers from me. It's one question, but I can give you two answers. Okay, one will be yes in a little positive, mode, and the other one is no in a very negative manner.
Okay, without yes, I
Uh,
want you to please first start with the yes. Since you believe that Liberia
okay,
is moving in the right direction, I want to hear a little bit of the yes, please.
okay. The yes part will be like over the last few months, the harmonization scheme that was introduced by the government, that was taken on by the Minister of Finance, where they have cut down salaries, those big salaries from those high numbers they were earning in the back in the past under the past administration, coming down to at least some little minimum gap that we can understand. I mean, that I see as positive. And on the issue of freedom of expression, I understand some do not really get it the way they expect to have it, but I mean it's a gradual process. This government, I think, in my opinion, is doing a little bit better. And in the issue of transparency, a little bit too, I see that as a kudos on the part of this current government. Then again, let's look at hmm, institutional building. All right, this government is trying its best. I have no issue with the issue with the fact that uh, it is a struggling time. Uh, we have a serious economic challenge in the country Liberia, and uh, people may not understand. I mean, running of government is not as running a company or maybe running your home. It's a very tedious process. And this president, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not so happy with how affairs have been, run right now. I will come to the no part, the no aspect of what I feel that is wrong. Um, I am very much sure that this government is trying a little bit on the yes part. Okay, then let me come to the no part where I feel there's a lot of wrong.
Now, just before you go to the notepad, you talk about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and there are others that might disagree with you. We have a few instances here where radio stations were shut down. People uh, were not given the opportunity to acquire licenses for radio stations, but yet others, because of their affiliation with the government, even though the government said there's no frequency available in Montserrat County. We just witnessed a gentleman who won one of the special elections, Abu Kamara in District 15. After the government said on several occasions that there was no frequency available, he gets a frequency in Montserrat County. We witnessed brutality on journalists in Liberia, and yes, and yet you're saying that we have freedom of expression and freedom of speech.
Okay, Mr. Gadi, that's what I said to some extent, to some extent, and there are a lot of challenges. All right, that's why I said there's a no part. So if you have just allowed me to
Okay,
land on the no part, then I could have addressed
just wanted
what
to
you just
go on the yes part, so you can now go on to the no part. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'll be honest and tell you, I see our current police in the country right now as being partisan police.
Hmm.
That is something that I don't like. I don't condone with. All right. Uh, I see our superintendents in various counties not working, in the interest of the people. Of course, they were appointed by the president. I understand they were all appointed by the president. But when you are a superintendent, it's like you are a mini president, of the county. All right. So you should be in the middle, no matter what the situation. Of course, you may have your political affiliation with the ruling party as being somebody from the party that was, appointed as superintendent. But there are some statements coming out of the mouth of some superintendents from some counties. I don't want to list or name those counties right now. Their statements are not welcoming, are not helpful. And then I think the president have to step up his games and and give them some sense of directions. All right. I know him. I knew him over the years to be somebody who is like a straightforward person. All right. He goes straight to the issue and he tells you the fact. During his days of playing football, I saw what he has said there. So during this current dispensation of his reign as a president, I would expect, and I would expect with our limit, that he be balanced. He cautioned his officials in government, and I mean, they have to do the right thing. You understand? You are a superintendent of a county. You are not a superintendent of the CDC alone. You are a superintendent of all political parties, all citizens of the county, and you should exercise that duty in a very little, fair manner. All right. So it's one of the wrong parts I see. And also, and let's go back to transparency again with government policy. I said earlier that they are doing a little bit well, all right, but then not too well. to certify Liberians, all right, what they expected. And then let's go back to the issue of the economy. People were told during the inauguration by the president that the Liberians would not be spectators in their economy. But over the last few months or years, I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Okay, I live in Ghana. I work in Ghana. Uh, I was in Ghana. I was one of those that did the scouting around for engineering companies to come to Ghana for the construction of the new airport terminal, Terminal 3. All right. As a consultant, we brought on board people to work, people to come and contribute, financially to invest. But after the construction of the airport, after the completion of the airport, there isn't any shop at that airport that is owned by any foreign national. If a foreign company is there or foreign shop or business is at the Terminal 3, that means there is a Ghanaian that is at the forefront before the foreigner, if there is any. All right. But in Liberia, in the case of our terminal, the new airport terminal that was built, I mean, we saw how things went there. It was done right. All right. There are a lot of foreign nationals that are like at the forefront of activities. All right. I mean, these are things that we didn't expect to happen. That making your people not to get rich. That trying to say, I don't want my people to spearhead businesses. I don't want my people to be in charge because I don't trust them. That's how we see it to be. That's how others see it. I'm not the only one that see that way. And then again, another thing again, those concession agreements over the last few years, the last few months, let's say, I see a lot of foreign nationals or foreign companies having far advantage than the Liberian companies. All right, the bidding processes that are carried on are not too transparent. You understand? When it comes to procurement, you have to give the Liberian citizens the chance. Look at the road construction companies in Liberia. Most of those projects are handed over to foreign companies.
So you are a very successful businessman, and you claim to be the friend to the president. I believe you sometimes talk with the president. He doesn't call you Wilbert or Yancy, he calls you E-Man. What has been your conversation with the president, especially as it relates to what you just said, policy and police? And that's one of the things that would that will have problem, that the investors will have problem with in driving investments to your country. And like you said, you played a very meaningful role in Ghana in attracting investors. Now we can't think of any investment in Liberia since his ascendancy to the presidency. So what has been your conversation with this president?
Uh, as for sorry to your audience. As for, I must tell you, it is sad to say that me knowing the president doesn't really help in me trying to influence his positions and stuff. Um, Over the last few months, I think that some people around the president are really not helping. All right. I know him to be a very good person. I know him to be a very, 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 very straightforward person. But then I think they are not giving him the clearer picture of to a lot of things. Sometimes I do believe that the president, has been, uh, put in a position where he is not, able to welcome his own friends or have direct conversation with friends that he had before he became president. There are some people in the barrier, creating barriers between the president and some good friends and good old friends with good ideas to contribute towards his leadership. So in my own case, my own scenario, of course I know the president. Of course he knows me. He sees me. He said, "Hey, he calls my name. He said, email. Of course I understand." But I have not been given that opportunity to at least tell him and to talk to him one-on-one to bring forth my advices and stuff, because people there, other people behind the scene are running the show today, which
Now,
is not fair.
Mr. Yancey, again, folks, if you just joining us, this is British Radio Africa. You live on Ashford Garley Live. This program comes on weekdays from 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 midnight in Liberia. If you have something to say, if you're an advocate, a business person, politician, just get in contact with our marketing department. And of course, somebody might get in touch with you. Tomorrow, we're going to play host to Miss Rakes. Miss Lucreta Rates of the state of Colorado. She wants to be the next representative of District 40 in Colorado in the U.S. Congress. And she, for the first hour, will be our guest. And at 9 p.m., we'll play host to Mr. Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson has a new book up, and he will be telling us about his book. Mr. Yancey, besides disputed acclaimed family properties, do you own any property in Maryland County?
Yes, I do. I own a property. I own, let's say now I can say two properties. There was one that was inherited through my late grandfather in Tabo, and I have my own personal stuff too. Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do differently from what is taking place now in the Liberian Senate if or when elected senator of Maryland County?
I think the status quo in the Senate is still the same as it was over the last 40 years. People going to the Senate do not really understand the reason for which they were elected by their people, in my understanding, in my opinion, sorry. Uh, they go to the Senate and just there to second the motion. Yeah, just second the motion. Yeah, they just pass, bills coming from the president, and then they just go after the money. That's what I see. I'm seeing the categorically clear because it's what we see today. Most of our elders in the Senate are there to receive white or brown envelopes. And I don't see that as a way you can help your people. And some others that are there, are just talking a lot, talking, outside the issues that are required by the people, and that is required by them, by the people, that is required of them, sorry, by the people. By example, we have senators in the House. Instead of them going to put forward meaningful legislations that will empower the people economically, they go and on a broad national issues, only attacking characters of other people and picking fights, which I don't think is the purpose of their being elected, of they being elected as senators. So for me, I'm going there to speak for my people, to speak for the county of Maryland. I have meaningful economic agendas that I'm going to put forth, that I'm going to negotiate with the other branches of government. I know we have concessional law in Liberia that are very major hurdles to our development agenda as a country. So the way forward is, I don't think I can do it from outside. People have asked me also. I'm just going to bring something up, right? People have asked me, "Oh, Mr. Yancey, why don't you go and why do you stay in the private sector and implement these policies that you have, these development agendas?" But the issue is this, Mr. Garley. It's difficult to change anything from outside within Liberia if you're not in government. It's difficult. Oh, there is this saying in Liberia: what does he want to prove? When you come to Liberia with a new idea, I have gone to this same country, Liberia, before, after the election of this president and this new government. I've come in with series of investment policies, series of investment ideas. I've even written a whole article. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I got a whole investment policy rating that this government could have dwelt on. But people are there and saying that, oh, what does he want to prove? He just came from outside and he think he can come here and just change everything overnight. This is something, and these are some things that I think needs to be addressed from within the house.
Now,
This is my mission.
Now, Mr. Young said, in this day and age, people still practice ritualistic killings. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with the term boyo, and
Okay.
your county, Maryland, uh, has been involved decades back. You are a Yancey, a
Okay.
household name in Maryland County, but with horrible memories. How do you win with such huge negativity as a Yancey?
You see, I think it was in the late 70s or so, or early 70s, I think. My great uncle, my let's see, great uncle, sorry, my great uncle called Alan Yancey, and together with some other colleagues of his, um, were allegedly involved or accused of being ritualistic, um, of carrying out ritualistic killing within the county, which I did not support and I would never support.
I
I do not
disagree.
continue to support.
I disagree when you said allegedly because they were tried, found guilty, and executed. So how do you come to say it was alleged?
Okay, maybe my choice of words, maybe, okay, I think I have to rephrase my choice of words. Okay, there's something that I do not, align with, I do not agree to. If they had done it or not, or I was very young then. I was very, very young. I was just maybe barely 3 or 4 years or so. I was very young when that happened. I got to read about this story at my early childhood when I was around 12 years old. So I started reading about this, I started hearing these and the stuff, these informations about what happened those years and things. Uh, I extend my apologies to the people of Maryland County. All right. I do extend my apologies, sincere apologies to this. Um, I don't want to be the one to inherit uh, 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 the punishment of my late grand uncle, Alan B. Yancey Sr. Uh, I do not support, I did not support also what happened then. All right. I don't know the facts. I only read about these things. There are some other folks in the country who know better of this, who know much of this history that I do not know. But I think we are in the modern era. Let's give people the chance to come in with meaningful ideas. Let new people, new sons and daughters of the country come in and contribute. And I'm going to say this again. I'm so sorry for what happened. I don't know how it happened. And I did not support it. And I can never support it. And it's something that is not, that I'm not supposed to be the one to carry that burden. I don't think I'm supposed to be the one carrying that burden. I'm sorry to the people of the country. I'm so sorry to the people of the country. Very, very much sorry. So honest about this one. I'm sorry. That's what I can say.
Now, there are a lot of folks out there. Some of them are your credit. They're saying you're very hot tempered. That they say you take on them in an argument, and next thing you know, uh, you have this hot temper. You will block them. You sometimes that say things to them that are not so kind, and yet you are seeking public office. How do you balance that?
Uh, you know, it's so sad to say, due to politics in Liberia over the last years, we Liberians do not, focus on the facts and issues today. There, there have been two set of Liberians in every administration. All right, those from the ruling parties, those from the other opposition parties. It happened during Taylor time. It happened during Madam Salif's time. It's happening during this President Weah's time. And people tend not to understand. I mean, basic facts. And I am. I don't have. I can't remember me blocking anybody for whatever reason. I can't remember doing such things, but it was a time when during the campaign era, of course, it was during the campaign time in 2017 that we all took positions. We took positions. We're arguing out our points, setting out our candidates. for what we believe they were, going to, contribute. They were going to, present themselves out. But in the latter days, it has changed, and I'm a very fair and balanced person in this current era. In these last few months, I've been very fair and balanced. I am in the middle. All right.
Mhm.
I'm not the only one that knows the president. There are some other people in major opposition parties that have been knowing this president before I even got to know him. All right. That doesn't mean because they are from different political parties that they can know the president. No. Me too, I know the president. I've been a staunch member and supporter of the CDC, but not on the executive level. All right. And let bygone be bygone back. Let's focus on the dynamics of like of today. Let's see how we can drive Liberia forward. Let's forget about all the political attachment. Let's forget about all of these things. Let's move forward. Let's see how we can drive the group. You see, in other countries I have visited in Africa, I've seen after elections, people leave the whole electoral discussions and things, and they go to development, platform. Let's try to do this in Liberia. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm pushing for right now. I'm not running on the CDC platform for a merit because I'm an independent mindset person. I do not have to run on this. See, I could have gone for the primary. I could have gone to that primary and attend. I could have subscribed to it, but I did not because I don't believe in certain things that I carry on there. I don't want to come and say certain things, but I'm an independent person.
Now, folks, if you're just joining us, very shortly on top of the all, we're going to open up the telephone line again, as we say on every show. Please be respectful of this platform. Be respectful of our guests. You can ask any question you wish, but we just ask you to be a little civil as you ask your questions. And that's what we're asking. Now, Mr. Yancey, you said something earlier that I want to bring you back to. You are a very successful businessman, and why politics? Why you want to go into politics? And number one, number two, how do you balance your political career from your business career? Because you travel the world over, you will have to travel all the time to interact with investors in terms of your consultancy. So how do you balance the two?
Okay, why did I enter politics? Um, I think it is now about time that we see development, in our county. I think the last time we ever had major development in that county was during the days of President William V.S. Tubman. Maryland County has become a dilapidating county right now in terms of infrastructure. All right, it is a county that is well laid up. All right, but why aren't we moving? If in the 60s the people were able to build those roads, the people were able to build the seaport, the airport, they were able to set up institutions. Why now this modern era, this modern era that we are faced with from the last few generations, from Dole's time, Taylor's time, my Ellen's time, President Weir's time. Why aren't we being able to at least uh, redevelop or at least renovate what those people left for us in the 60s with the era of technology? All right. I think we are failing. We are not, directed towards what we're supposed to do right now. We have deviated from our development path. And I have come in with the rich experience based on what I've seen over the years, how procurements are done in other countries, how people solicit funds for development, how people get about. It's not about uh, central government anymore.
Now,
You as
Mr. Yancey, let
yeah.
me perhaps rephrase my question. You are a businessman, you're humanitarian, and getting in the Senate when successful or if successful, some of the businesses that you do, you might have to relinquish some of them because now it will become conflict of interest.
Interest. You're
How,
right.
how do you compromise that? How do you reconcile that? your business, your private business, and with you being senator?
Okay, I'll have to relinquish some of my responsibilities as a private business person in some of these companies that I have shares in. Okay, I have shares in three major companies. One is First Property Alliance Group. It's a real estate company, and I also have shares in TSC Banning and also Coco International. Over the last 9 months, I was given major shares because based on my work, my input, they have gained a lot of trust and respect for me. But being a senator cannot permit me to do, you know, the two. Cannot be a senator and then I be also on the private side. I mean, it's a complete a conflict of interest. You're right. So I have to take on I have to carry out the responsibility of being a senator and relinquish the part of having major shares in these companies because we have to be fair around here. I can't be dipping in two bowls at the same time. You're right.
Now, again, folks, it's 9 p.m. The telephone line is now open. The number to call is 248-979-1718. If you have questions for Mr. Yancey, you can now begin calling. And as we wait for callers to engage you in just a little bit, let us uh, visit your platform. What is it that Mr. Yancey, what does he bring to the table in terms of your platform?
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is the most interesting part that I've been waiting for. Um, I mean, it's something that is very, very important. Okay. My platform and policy and agenda is based on tourism, aviation, ports and harbor, free zone and dry docks, establishment of an agriculture-based facility, basically in a specific district or a part of the county called Barobo, based on the fertile land, based on the research we've done over the last few years. All right, I want to propose and establish a free early childhood foundation building, like kids from 3 years to at least 6 years should have free education in Liberia because I think that's the basic and most important part in developing a human in other countries that I have visited. All right, I don't think the issue of awarding free university education is very important. I don't think it's so important. I think the most important one is to focus on human capacity building from childhood. All right. We both of us today, all of us in Liberia today, most of us, sorry, do suffer in the English language because of the lack of the early childhood foundation building. We have teachers in school today in Liberia that are speaking, colloquia in classrooms, and that have been a big major challenge to uh, human development in Liberia. People do not understand this concept, but that's the fact. That one of the reasons why we have serious delinquencies in articulating and in the country. All right, um, I want to help my people to launch the Cape Palmer Development Bank. I think the county needs a bank, and every county in Liberia needs to have its development platform and through their own development banks. That's not something that we should take lightly in Liberia. I see that in other countries. All right, these development banks, these county development banks, can be linked to will all be linked to the central banks, the Central Bank of Liberia, sorry, but they are purposely going to be serving the people of the county in terms of development. And I'm going to work with my people and through my colleagues when elected through the legislative caucus to establish the traditional and elder council where our people, the elders and traditional leaders of the county, will have a local assembly in the county to petition the leaders. All right, it will be no longer the status quo where senators and representatives will dictate to the people in terms of allocating development agenda for the people. The people will sit at the local assembly and discuss on issues and projects they want in their various townships and call the legislators and petition them to doing what they want the people to do for them. All right.
Now,
So
Mr.
when I'm elected president,
You have said a lot of things in just a little while. And first, you put them up to your colleagues, and
yeah.
if you were to atomize some of the things you just said, where would you start from? But before you go there, I believe we'll have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Tell us your name, please.
This is Ali. How you doing, Ashfotrd? How you doing, Mr. Guest?
Good. We're doing well. Welcome to the show. What is your question?
Great, great, great. I got a couple of questions. My brother in studio, gave us a little clue or a little tip as to why he wants to run as an independent candidate. He also said he's a staunch citizen. How can he draw a dichotomy between that? I want to know what were some of the specifics as to what made him not to go with the party. I mean, he has said a lot of good things, but he said it in a nutshell without any definitions. The second question I wanted to ask him is, we've heard all the things that you are saying now, my brother, but you're also not telling us when you are elected, which I hope you are, when you are elected, how. We've heard everything you want to do, but you have not given us distinctively on how you want to do it. Another deep political question that is going on in the country right now is the issue of nomenclature. The city of Maryland, we understand it is a Gribble city, Gribbles County, and it had a name before it was named Maryland and before the city was named Harper. There is a group of Liberians overseas in the diaspora, which I'm also about to be a part of, that is very key upon taking Liberia back to its originality. Where do you stand on that? That's what I have for now, Ashford.
Thank you. And I believe Mr. Yancey got the question. And go ahead and answer, and then you can continue with your platform, Mr. Yancey.
Okay, thank you so much. Why independent? Why am I going independent when I have been a staunch supporter of the CDC? Good question. Good question. My dear caller, my brother, there's something they call interest. All right. I am not so much seeing over the last few days of years what we have campaigned for as a party, the CDC party. We've campaigned through the length and breadth of Liberia. I was one of the front soldiers. I was on the international platform. I was pulling strings to see how things can get, in place for the party to be elected, for the president to be elected. But then, after election, what happened? I did not see much of what we, campaign against. All right. Having said that, I think I have come up with the conclusion that I don't think being elected senator on the party platform will have helped me to propagate enough of what I want to put forth for my county, because I will have to be working with the party policy, party platform, which I don't think is going to help progress on people. So going independent will give me the fair balance to listen to my people and work for my people. I'm not a party executive of the CDC. No, I affiliate of the CDC. All right. Others have also done the same thing with Unity Party when Unity Party was in power, but that did not mean that they were just they had to follow the trend of activities in the Unity Party and keep supporting and following. And no, that is not what I'm here for. That's one of the reasons why I'm going independent. All right. I don't know if I have addressed that question, but I will go to the next question. How I intend to do what I've put forward. Okay, see, I've worked with these international development agencies for more than 5 years. And based on this one, I have built international contacts over the years. I've been doing this for other countries. I've done it a lot for Ghana. I've done it a lot for the Gambia over the last few years. I've done it for Senegal. That series of big projects in those countries that are my handprints. All right. I intend to bring on board international, contributors, international economic policy advisors, international business investors. I have the contact. I have a big link with the Kuwait Fund. I have a big link with other people in other countries that are willing to work with us once elected senator. They are willing to come in to help change the dynamics, change the landscape, the political landscape of the economic landscape of the county. There are people who are interested in coming to invest. I've been talking to people. I have not been waiting. Over the last few years, I've been talking to people. And
now, Mr. Yancey, that you claim to be a friend with President Weah. President Weah is struggling in terms of getting investors in the country. Do you have to be senator to help this president attract investors to Liberia? What? Go ahead.
There are people that are huge policy makers in Liberia that do not listen to anybody who they think has wisdom, because they think you're going to overshadow them. Why am I coming to government? This is the reason I'm so angry. I could stay in the private sector and do these things. I could stay in the private sector and help, furnish them with ideas and help push investors to the country. I've taken series of investors to Liberia over the last few years. Not in you, the fusion. I've taken people. I've met with people, with the vice president. I've taken delegations from South Africa, from other countries. I've taken people to the country, met with. You see, currently, I will be honest and tell you, one of the reasons why investors are not coming to Liberia is because our government agencies do not respond to communications. Do not respond to communications. You see, even if you're not having the capacity, or you lack the capacity to, furnish the investor with certain information, or to allow them to do certain things, at least respond to their communication. If someone proposed and sent forth a letter of intent right now to the Ministry of Agriculture that they want to do animal farming in Liberia and this, that, the letter will go on the desk of those ministers and think nobody will respond. Those directors in the agencies, they will not respond to it. You go and be, enough of this. So this is where I come from.
Now, listen, if you were not successful in reaching out to the president, again, you have the ears of the vice president and several others, senators and representatives. You claim you've done this in the Gambia. You've done this in Ghana and other parts of the world.
Yeah.
The economy is struggling. People want to work. How do you put money in the little man's pocket? People can't find jobs, and I believe strongly taking investments to Liberia will help curtail some of the problem that has been faced in Liberia in terms of job creation. So, what other means have you gone through in terms of reaching out and taking investment to Liberia?
Mr. Garley, your question is not too. I need to rephrase the question, because you hit on too many issues on this question. Can you
What I said was, according to you, there are others who, for some reason, are best known to themselves. They have tried to be in your way. You claim it is not a precedent, but there are others who don't want you to overshadow them. So because of that, you have faced some roadblocks in terms of getting investment to go to Liberia. Who doesn't want investment to come in Liberia? I'm pretty sure President Weah wants to succeed. So is he in the know? Are your messages not getting across? Why haven't you been able to do these things when you claim you've done them in other countries?
No, I got you. You see, as I said, there are stumbling blocks within Liberia, within the government. There are people, the real enemy of progress. The real enemy of progress are in government. All right? People may think that the enemy of progress are people in the opposition. No. If I say the real enemy of progress are in government, is to say that cabinet ministers and other directors or parastatus agencies within the government, are not up to task. I think most of the best brains that were part of the movement of the CDC were left out when it came to the part of allocating jobs and appointments. I think certain things were done by certain individuals, without the physical involvement of the president. But I have the president to blame on this one because he's the one running the government. They're not going to say, the Minister of Agriculture did this for Liberia. They'll say the president. They won't say the Minister of Post and Telecom did this for not Post and Telecom. The Minister of Internal Affairs did this for Liberia. They'll say the president. So everything is on the head of the president. So it's so strange to everybody, even me, as someone who was very close to them before they became president or before they came to power, to have not seen a reshuffle in whole 2 years of leadership, 2 years. There should have been at least a reshuffle. You understand? When you set up a team, even in my office as a consultant, in my office where I head, we do evaluation every time. Every 3 months we do evaluation. We give people project tasks. We give you ultimatum to do certain thing within this period of time. If you can't do that, we call you to the books. I mean, there should be some similar situations in government. So I don't think people are going to blame those directors or ministers and things. They're going to blame the president. So my thinking is that I think the best way to help out is to come into government, be a senator of Maryland County, where I will have a voice, where I will know how to chase after communications. I will know how to press harder and negotiate with other branches of government and even my colleagues and peers within the House of Senate and even the lower house. I mean, and introduce bills, propose bills, legislations that will help, change these course of activities. So that's where I come from. And I wanted to
go ahead.
I will. There's another point he raised about nomenclature of, I don't know. I didn't really get the question where he talked about naming of the county or changing the name. I really didn't get that part. So hopefully, I don't know if you've gotten the point of what he raised, the third point he raised, can you please elaborate on it so that I can address it? Because I didn't really get what he meant.
I believe he was talking about Maryland County, and there was another name that I believe that they were trying to.
The state of Maryland. The state of Maryland in Africa.
That's right.
But I don't think that is important right now. Maryland County is a beautiful name. I think we can stick to that. My position on this would be for us to maintain this current name of Maryland County. It makes sense. It's okay.
Now back to your platform. What do you start from the get-go? Day one, you're a senator, and how do you lobby with your colleagues to get some of the things that you alluded to go into play in terms of providing for your county, Maryland County? So what do you start? I mean, you have
okay.
a laundry list of things.
Yeah. Day one would be where I will sit with the people of the county first. I will invite all the elders and traditional leaders to a town hall meeting, sit with them and hear from them, and also help to make them to understand the nitty-gritties of certain importance when it comes to development. That's my area of specialties, all right? And then I will listen to the people. I'm not just going to go to the house and start working, no. I will sit with my people for maybe a whole week, listen to them and visiting various townships, villages, and see the actual condition of how the people are living and what they need, what they desire. Then I will also fight out. One of my most important things would be to establish this traditional council. All right, it's very important to every other development agenda that I will put forth, because if the people, the traditional leaders do not give you their land, there will be no way for you to invest, for you to invite these meaningful investors to come and create the free zone, to come and create the industrial complexes that I want us to put up in the county. So I have to sit with my traditional people, and then we come to some sort of understanding, some sort of agreement on how we're going to implement these things. And then they're going to come to the table with me and tell me, "Oh, Mr. Senator, we don't think this is what we need right now. We need this." Then we redraw everything. All right. And we'll come to a conclusive understanding. Then I go to the house to propagate these issues. Okay, so I think the people of the county need to listen to me. They need to listen to me. Have been given the opportunity to outline these policies well on your show right now. You will have understood. So let me, if you give me the time to outline my policies and agenda, I think you will understand where I'm coming from.
Just before you go there, when was the last time you were in Maryland County?
I was in Maryland County in January of this year. Was there for like a week or so. I was doing some survey of some issues there, like let's say investment platform I was trying to create there. And I went to visit the Port of Harper. I went to visit Martha Tubman Airport and some other historical area. I went to some villages. I went to my mother's home village in Yedarabo. And yes, I was there in January and I left. The reason why I have not returned there yet is because of the COVID-19. You know, my work is it requires that I travel the world, meet people and stuff. And then I was not able to return to Liberia because most of the airports in other countries have been closed. Liberia do not have its own domestic carrier. Uh, Unlike countries like Kenya and Ethiopia and maybe South Africa and Zambia and things, they have their own local carrier, and they went in send aircraft to various countries around the world and evacuated the people. We didn't have that, even though our international airport is open now, but I think there are only 2 flights going to Liberia or so up to this point. So I'm yet to be able to go to Liberia to visit my people because of where I am. The airport is closed right now, and I'm on a quarantine as I speak to you. I'm in a hotel. I have my beautiful house in East Legon area that I could be relaxing right now, but I can't be there because I'm under obligation to sit here for a few days. So to tell you that it's not easy to move around. This is the situation. This is why I have not returned to Maryland County. So, but notwithstanding, my people are working there right now. People are working in various villages and townships in Maryland, and they are, taking the message over to the people. And the responses we are getting, are very, positive.
Okay, let us hear more of your platform. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, the telephone number to call just in case you have a question for Mr. YANCY, the number is 248-979-1718. Mr. YANCY.
Good. Okay. I propose to establish at least 3 industrial zones in Liberia, 3 industrial complexes. All right. In Maryland, sorry to say, Maryland County. Okay. The city of Plebo is a very, basic place in terms of business traffic, and we need to have an industrial complex there. We need to have one in Calacan also. We need to have one in Harper. All right. So we need to have these 3 major industrial complexes to harbor industries, companies that would indulge in manufacturing and stuff. So we have these industrial complexes there. And for small scale businesses too, is a form of stimulating the economy. All right. So we have a youth capacity building in providing local scholarships within the county. I prefer to give most of the scholarships within the county in various institutions there, because we're going to be at least we're going to focus on establishing 3 tertiary institutions that will be responsible for developing human skills in civil engineering. All right. One of the reasons why we focus on giving the scholarship in Maryland County is for the fact that we want the people to stay within the county after they have acquired these skills to help develop, because most often what happens in developing countries is that when you send the people outside to the advanced world, they acquire these skills, these disciplines. Sometimes they find lucrative jobs there and they don't want to return home. How do you benefit your people? So at least we'll have to sign this contract with the people. They will have to sign this with where they will have at least compulsory 2 years service to the county. After you have gotten your skills, you serve the county for at least 2 years. I mean, actually, we're not going to impose it upon you. Of course, you have a human right to move wherever you want to move. But for the love of county, at least you're going to sign this agreement or say, okay, I've gotten the skills through the county. I've gotten my education. Okay, I will serve my people for 2 years and help, build the infrastructure in the county. You understand? So we plan to indulge in this project for capacity building for the youth, the young populations of the county. We have a youthful population, I'm sorry to say, and that are very much going to be the future bedrock of development in our county. All right, and I have this issue of women development. All right, we're going to have a platform with the Maryland County Development Bank or the Cape Palm Development Bank that is about to be established through our proposals. Women will have grants given to them from the bank, because when you empower a woman who has children, you have empowered a lot of people. So we will channel these development funding through them. They will be able to take bank loans from the Maryland County Development Bank. This is some part of our agenda. Okay, we are going to indulge in 2,500 housing unit project over the next nine years. Okay, let me tell you how we intend to do this one. All right, it's not going to be free housing. It's not free housing. All right. Currently in Ghana, I'm working with other real estate developers which are building a series of low income houses within the country, and then they have already agreed to work with us when we are ready in Maryland County, where they will come over and work with the people. They are building houses for $5,000. Do you know $5,000 can build three-bedroom house? They can do that. So when these people come and partner with our people, get the land, build a two-bedroom house or three-bedroom house, and then we can give it back to our people, and they can be able to pay back over the period of 5 years. It's helpful. All
Now,
right.
now, so what are your plans for education? And I know
Good.
you mentioned free housing, not free
Not
housing,
free housing.
not
Not free housing. Not free housing.
your plans
But
for
low income housing.
okay,
Low income housing.
your plans for
Yeah.
education. People claim that the educational system in our country is a mess. But before you do that, I believe we should go back to the telephone line. We have quite a few folks uh, online and that have questions for you. Your telephone number, the last four digits of your number, 7929. Please tell us your name.
How you doing, Andrew Oduagu? How you doing, Mr. Yancy?
Thank you so much. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you. I've been listening to you, and you're moving back and forth, and I hope you write this down. I have to say you're trying to wing this, like you don't know what you're talking about. It seems like you just want to run for a position because you think a position is available. Now, I'm a firm believer that if a person is going to represent a district or a county, that person must be fully familiar with this location. Now, just because you were born in Maryland or perhaps you was raised in Hopper doesn't mean you understand the conditions on the ground. You've been away for so long. Here's my question. You've been away for so long. You probably have children and family. None of them live in Hopper with you. How are you supposed to understand the conditions of the people on the ground when you've been so far removed from the county? You were speaking as though you don't know what's going on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. The conditions on the ground, you're not even defining those conditions. How are you supposed to change the lives of the people on the ground when you don't know what's actually happening on the ground? You haven't been there. Thank you so much.
Okay, one more, and then you can go. We have 3953. Please tell us your name.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Garley and the host. Sorry, the guest in studio, Mr. Yancey. How you doing, sir?
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm fine.
First of all, I want to say thank you for gracing our platform. My name is Nankemo. I call from Houston, Texas. Something caught my attention while you were talking earlier. Number one is tourism. I don't know
Yeah.
the position on tourism being separate from the Ministry of Information. Because looking at tourism, I for one believe that it can help a lot of Liberians, be employed. And Maryland County being strategically located in Liberia with a lot of beautiful scenery and other stuff. So what's your view on that? If you are elected, will you support a bill that will separate tourism from the Ministry of Information? And then two, I heard you talk about transparency. No, transparency is the bedrock to any development in the country. You know, everybody want to know what's happening, what the government doing. And now we have one Nigerian man right now still at LACC, and you were talking about the government transparent. I don't know how you look at that and what's your position on that. You know, so I really want for you to please
Thank you.
give some
Yeah,
information.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Go
Mhm.
ahead, Mr. Yancey.
Okay, let me address the first caller. Okay, I've been visiting the county not only because I said I went in January. I've been visiting the county over the last few years. My mother was buried in the county there in 2006. So periodically, I go there to sympathize with my people from the village. I usually go there. I do not go and with a big fanfare or maybe in flamboyancy because it's something that I didn't see over the years during my childhood. I don't believe in flamboyancy. All right, so people might not have been seeing me around going to places and with big names here and there. No, that was one of the reasons why people don't hear about me in the county. Didn't hear about me in the county much. But I have been going to the county. I have lived there before, and I got a lot of kinsmen from there. I understand the plight of the people of the county. Uh, that's why I said when elected, I'm going to sit with my people and really understand the dynamics, understand what the situation are, what they want, what they really need. I'm not just going to start doing things here and there. No, that is one of the first part of my agenda to sit with the people and organize a traditional council, as I said, where they'll have a local legislative uh, uh, council within the county to petition their lawmakers into what they want. So this is some of the way forward to getting to know the plight of the people, to know what they want and giving them what they want. So I hope I addressed the question there. All right. Uh, the second caller asked about
J-
the.
just just before you go to the second caller,
Mm,
he said you're all over the place telling us what you're gonna do, and
okay.
you're sounding as if you don't even know the terrain. The fact that you were born in Maryland does not make you know you know the terrain. So what do you start from? How do you convince the people that you know what's going on in Maryland County?
As I said, I got a lot of kinsmen within the county. I'm from two major parts of the country, from the seaside and from the hinterland. Okay, my mom is from the hinterland. My father is from the seaside. And over the years, over the last few years, since 2006, I visited Maryland County more than 12 times, on private visits, all right, over 12 times. This, because of my work, I didn't have much time to be staying within the county. Sometimes I go to the county, I stay like 5 days, sometimes a week or 10 days, all right? I have work to do out there. I've been working. There are a lot of prominent Marylanders that are even still living in Monrovia, and they have not even returned to the county over years. I live overseas. I return to the county. I visit a lot of places in the county. I talk to the people. I know it's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer. And
Mr. Yancey, do you think 5 days is enough to actually feel the pain of the people, to know the terrain, to know the various parts of the country? You just said that you're a very busy man. You have to be overseas making money through
no,
your other businesses.
I
So
didn't say that I didn't say that to disrespect the color or the others in the country that stay there. But my visit to the county over the last years, my visits have been mostly family related. All right, mostly family related. So I had not been going around to other townships or villages, but I have followed, immensely the events and activities and other activities within the county, other things happenings. All right, I followed greatly, and I know a lot of what happened in the county. And I have series of friends there. I do a lot of phone calls daily in the county from the county, and even if I do not win, God
so
forbid that. Anyway,
so do
just a
you,
minute, sir.
Mr.
Just a minute, sir.
Mr.
Just a minute, sir. I intend to move to the county over the next few months. Okay, I think due to the current situation of COVID-19 in the world today, most of our working activities can be done virtually. All right. So I intend to move to the county after the elections or before the election. I'm going to move to the county permanently. I'm going to establish my office in the county. I'm going to work mostly for Maryland County. I'm going to start inviting investors to the county from the next few weeks. That's my plan.
Okay, go to the next question.
Okay. I know we have Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism, all right, that is in charge of all tourism activities within Liberia as a whole. But I don't think it's also wrong to have local county tourism board, all right, because that is what is lacking within Liberia. All counties should have their own local tourism board, and these tourism boards should liaise with the Central Culture and Tourism Department of the ministry. So part of what I'm going to negotiate in the House when elected is to allow Maryland County to have its tourism board. All right. So with the tourism board, of course, we will be working directly with the Ministry of Culture, Information, Culture, and Tourism, but we will be able, as a county, all right, to formulate and design plans of our own tourism, activities within the county. So that is where I stand from. Okay, and then he asked another question about two questions he posed, but I can't recall the second one because I was focused on writing. So if you can recall, can you help him?
Well, I mean, yeah, you won't be sitting down. So you
okay.
Yeah.
I hope I have addressed the major question he put forward. I hope I addressed that part about the culture and tourism. I think I have addressed that.
Now,
I'm not saying we're going to cut away from Liberia. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that Maryland County is going to have its own tourism board, Maryland County Tourism Board. We're going to establish that one. We're going to be at the forefront of it. We're going to redevelop our tourism sites within the county by ourselves through our own means. And of course, we're going to collaborate with the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism. Okay, I think the next question he asked was how to separate the tourism board, the tourism ministry, the culture and tourism part from the Ministry of Information. That would require a legislation. I know. So I think it's a huge point he raised that I'm going to take into consideration right now. I'm going to put that on my agenda and to see how to work with the House, the two arms of the House, the lower and the upper house, to see how we can separate these two. Information must stay and control the media and whatever, but then the part of the culture and tourism should be a separate arm of government. I think it makes a lot of sense.
So most of the trips that you've made to Maryland County, they have been just visiting family members, and one of the trips was to go see your mother buried. So these things that you are talking about, because you see them work in other countries, and that's what you're talking about. So you really don't know what's going on, what's lacking in Maryland County, because according to you, you visit Maryland County just to visit family and friends.
No, you didn't get them. I say mostly in January this year, I went to the county on a mission. This year in January, I was in the county and I went to visit the airport. I flew in and I saw the Martha Tubman airstrip, and I went to the harbor, the port of Harper, and I went all around Harper. I went to Plebo. I saw some. I didn't go to Barobo though. I didn't go to Calican, but I went to Plebo. I went to some other parts. I went to Jeditabo, and I have been working through fact findings. I was there on fact findings mostly because I have had intention of redeveloping the Martha Tubman Airport into an international status. All right. So it was one of the reasons that I went there. And I went to the port to examine the size of the port to see what is needed and what could be done. And I realized the port was small. The main holding facilities of the port is too small. So these have come out There's have been a challenge for big vessels to even deposit cargoes, and also the port need dredging. All right, because there are a lot of huge deposits uh, in the terrain of the Maryland sea coast. Over the years, there are some vessels that sank. There are huge debris of, let's say, sand and mud that is sitting on the seabed of the county, that will not permit huge or large vessels to come and berth in. So I went and I realized that we will have to do the dredging of the port if there's any serious development activity have to go on at the port. And even if that is done, the holding facilities at the port are too small. So we will have to develop a dry dock. A dry dock is like an inland port within the same harbor. It can be something built behind the Tubman University, all right? Just a container holding facilities like a port. You go there, you have all custom facilities built there. You have um, you can go there and clear your container, then go into the port. So what will happen at the dry dock would be like when cargos arrive to the harbor, we'll load them on trucks, on special truck, and take them to the dry dock and offload them there. And then instead of you going to the harbor with vehicles to create traffic and congestions and things, you go to the dry dock to go and clear your container. You see, we have 4 basic seaports in Liberia, and we barely use them for imports. We are highly concentrating on the port of Monrovia. And as a result of this, we have other counties lacking of goods and services, mostly during the rainy season. So we will have to rethink our input, system within the country. This is why we're going to redevelop the port of Harper, so that people in the southeast, counties like Grange, there, counties like the River G, like Grand Cru, can also import to the port of Harper. Because recently what happened is, one of the reasons why a lot of Liberians, people from Maryland or from the southeast or other part of the country are not going home is because of road condition. We send cars and other goods and services to Liberia to the port of Monrovia. There is no way we can transfer those things from Monrovia to Harper, for instance. I speak of Maryland County.
Now, Mr. Yancey, these are all big projects that you are talking about for.
Yeah.
How do you generate funds? Where are you going to get the money from?
Well, over the last years, as I said, based on my experience, I mean, this is so easy to do. We just don't understand how it works, all right? There are people with huge funds out there who want to invest in developing countries. And there's then need to have a little flexibility relationship from governments. I always mention of certain African countries because I think they have those structures. In place. They work with flexible terms. In Liberia, we have tedious terms when it comes to business relationship with international investors. All right, there are a lot of bottlenecks. You understand? So one of the reasons why I'm going to the House is to loosen up those bottlenecks, to have free flow of investment activities within the country and Maryland as a whole. I have links with the Kuwait Fund, as I said. We have generated more than billions of dollars over the years for Ghana, through the Kuwait Fund, through the Chinese investment funds, through the Indian investment funds, through the Japanese investment funds. And in Africa today, there are 2 countries in Africa that are big investors in other countries: South Africa and Seychelles, Mauritius. Sorry, South Africa and Mauritius. Okay, I have great partners in Mauritius. I have great partners in Seychelles and South Africa. Seychelles too is one of the other countries coming up with big investment platform for other countries. All right, they have a lot of investors per capita than other big countries in Africa. So TSC Bani, my consultancy firm that I'm working for and represent in West Africa, has a big platform that they are carrying out activities and projects in Angola through these business conglomerates, these investors, these investment platforms, which I'm going to introduce to Maryland County. You understand?
But
These are my friends.
Mr. Yancey, you have made this race a very easy one where people will say, you know what, this man, in the absence of not being a senator, this is what he has done for the people
Okay.
that encounter, and you're very successful. You seen a lot of great developments in other countries, and you have not been able to tell us a single thing that you've done for Maryland County. I mean, it would have just been like, you know what, you like the man because the man did X, Y, and Z. You have not done anything for the county. You claim to be from Maryland, but there's nothing that you can single-handedly show that you've done for the people of Maryland County. You're just telling us what you intend to do. Now the question is, somebody
Good.
asking,
Good.
do you have to be senator to bring
Well,
to your county? You love Maryland County. You want to move to Maryland County after the elections. What have you done for them?
good. Mr. Garley, this question was posed to me when we started this conversation earlier on, and I made mention also that there's a challenge to those that are currently serving, all right, as senators and representatives of the county. Uh, I did research on both of these people. What did they do for the country? What have they introduced after becoming senators and representatives? What have they introduced? So the argument should not be what I have done, or in terms of infrastructure, in the county. I told you, with or without these elections.
This
All
is what
right.
this is where you
I've made up my mind. I've made up my mind.
Mr. Yancey, this is where you become a game changer. You know that don't dwell on what those have done, and that's why you want to unseat them. That's why you want to be the next senator. You know, so what have you done? Would I just make your work easier? You know, they say, hey, you like this guy, man, because he has already started doing work for the people of the country. He has created jobs. I mean, he focused on education, women empowerment. You know, you try to work on to avoid teenage pregnancy and all that good stuff. You know, you don't have to go to the bigger one, but just the little things. You would have put the argument to rest.
Oh, as I said to you, we have been sponsoring our kinsmen in school. All right, we've been helping people in schools over the years and helping them in the settle their tuition, both in Liberia and overseas. And I mean, this is important. We have been able to impact their life and life of their families because they've gone out there, they study, and then they have acquired knowledge and skills, and they have been able to work and find jobs. I mean, and support the people. Uh, in terms of what I have done for the people, I think this is very important. And then again, I've said over the last few weeks, I've secured at least 23 training scholarship for the people of Maryland County. These 23 scholars will be sent to Devon, South Africa, because we have arrangement with some institutions there that these 23 individuals will be sent. And we're not going to send them after the elections. We're working on uh, arranging with local officials right now within the county to get these people and allocate them and then send them overseas to go and acquire these acquire skills in civil engineering, because it's mostly civil engineering. All right.
Have
So
you
this is
identified
something.
those? Have you identified those that are going to be sent? The 23 students. Have you identified them? Because earlier you said there's nothing specific. You have not given scholarships to people. You've been helping to pay people school fees. So the 23 scholarships
Yeah.
you're talking about, have you identified those people already that are going to be sent?
Okay, my team is working on doing this one in identifying those 23, and the number could increase. The number could increase. We have some other packages. All right, we got other big packages coming up. All right, which we don't. I don't want to say certain things because this is not a campaign time.
Okay,
There are certain things I can't say right now. There's some things we have to bring on the table. We have bigger things to bring on the table that no candidate in the race is bringing on the table.
it's good.
In terms of welfare. Okay, there are a lot of big package coming from Maryland County, and I can't say that right now. But my manifesto is coming up, and I think there will be a big round in the county of Maryland when they see what is coming for the county over the next few weeks.
Now, you know, getting in the Senate, you will have to create some type of relationship with some of the senators who share similar ideas.
Mhm.
Now, do you admire any current senator? If yes, which one and why?
Oh, there's this guy they call the Ebola hero, Senator
Joseph?
Joseph of Monserrato County. In my opinion, in my opinion, I think he's the only hardworking senator right now.
What
He's
about
the only hardworking senator.
him that you admire?
Oh, this guy, I mean, when he was even just a representative, I mean, he was all over the county. He was doing things for everywhere. He was like during the Ebola crisis. I mean, he lobbied out there with international donors to bring ambulances and healthcare relief to the county. I mean, as a senator, this is what he should do. You understand? And now that he has a senator, the Senate level. I mean, he's doing a lot of tremendous work within for his people, most of the county. So in terms of anything, I think he's the one. I mean, I admire. Yeah.
Now, again, you said you were a member of the CDC. Uh, it, is there anybody in the opposition who happens to be in the Senate that you might also, if that, you care to tell us?
In the opposition that I admire as senator. But as I said, I'm not taking any position on party line here. I did not, admire or select Sir Joseph because he's from the CDC. No, even if he was an opposition, senator, I would have said the same. But I can tell you the fact: I do not see any senator right now that is as hardworking as Sir Joseph.
What do you make of Dillon's doctrine? That was Dillon coined the phrase or the name, the light,
Okay. Mhm.
and some people call him Chinese light, but at least the light is on. He's going again.
Mr. Garley, you are dragging me. You are dragging me into choosing positions tonight.
I'm tracking you. I mean, you want to be in the Senate.
Dillon, Dillon is a good talker. He talks, and I mean, he always say he's going to put up the lights. He's putting up the light, and then he's allocating funds here and there in various districts from his salary. I mean, I don't see that as a bad thing. I think it's good to give back to the people because maybe I think what he wants is for the salaries of the senators to be cut down to a certain amount based on what he retained for himself and then what he gives out. But the issue of he just just talking randomly and not focusing on the issue is not what I do not subscribe to that. But I see him as a person who has live up to his commitment before he was elected by saying that when he's elected senator he will give part of portion of his salary to districts over the period that he'll be senator for. I mean he lived up to that. But there are some other issues where he should focus on that are lacking.
And what are some of those issues?
Negotiating with the other branches of government and working with the police, putting forth meaningful legislation to get on the table for the people of Monserrado County what they desire, what they want. I don't think he's focusing on that part right now. He's only focusing on attacking others and whatever thing. But if he could add that to his agenda, then then it would have been a kudos. That's my opinion, though.
Now, there will be time where your colleagues in the Senate would not agree with you. And in the case of Senator Dillon, he has been frustrated where he called his colleagues spineless. And if you, Mr. Yancey, you have been accused of a person that has hot-tempered, just on Facebook, you with the Liberian politics, you disagree with people. You, according to them, you block them. You say you don't remember blocking anybody. If you can just handle the Liberian politics on Facebook, the Senate is a totally different ballgame. How will you handle that? Because there will be time where your colleague will not agree with you, and in some instances, people have gotten frustrated and they say, you know what, this is not working.
Mr. Garley, the issue of disrespecting fellow senators, I don't think it's a welcome,
Another caller.
solution. I don't think it's right to disrespect your fellow colleagues in the house. You don't go on a rampage and calling your colleagues spineless and stuff. I don't think Mr. Dillon or Senator Dillon was right on that. I think there's ways he should address them. They have a private chamber. They have their offices. They have. I mean, when you go to their house, you should have a focus on helping to propagate for your people, to bring on the table what they need, not to go and attacking people. This will make things difficult for you as a senator. So my platform will have nothing to do with such. All right, we have nothing to do with such. I will go to the house there to negotiate for my county and legislate on other national issues, in the interest of the Liberian people, not to go attacking fellow senators and calling them names, derogatory names and stuff, which is, I mean, I don't think it's the purpose of your being elected as senator.
Okay, we're almost there, and I believe we want to go back to the telephone line. I believe this caller is from Maryland. The last 4 digits of your number, 6361. Please tell us your name.
Hi, Ashfotrd. This is Emmerich.
Hey, Emre, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for our studio guest over there, WILBERT YANCY. I know he does remember my name because
Yeah, Mr. Emmerich, how you doing?
for a very long time on Facebook before the elections and then a little bit after the election. So, WILBERT, there are a lot of things that I did on my own as a professional person. Search each other to see whether there's credibility. So what happened? I pulled out WILBERT's CV on LinkedIn, and I did kind of in-depth research on him. And most of the companies he's talking about, companies, they are all. I mean, my research came on unless he can prove me wrong. Like the Cocoa he talked about, Cocoa International, SRL. Where is he said in Italy, right? I made a phone call to that company. That industry, into food sales and so, restaurants, catering. But now he says it's a construction company. So can you throw a little light on that company? And then, because I did my research on that company, and there's nowhere. Another company he talks about in Ghana, and they all the construction companies. All right, I did my research on all of those companies, and I find it troubling that no one could actually verify. Like the guy in Italy I spoke to, I still have that record. I will find it. The person who is actually the head of that company, the Cocoa International, he said he got no link to anyone in Ghana, and it was troubling. So if they don't be one in Ghana, it's a separate company by itself, but they just have the same name. Everything is the same except the other one is into the food industry, restaurant. So the other one we were talking about is into construction. So that's what I was trying to find out.
Thank you.
And then at that point in time, he blocked me because I don't know, I believe that he felt I was going too deep into knowing him.
Thank you.
He blocked me on Facebook. But we can go, you can unblock me for us to settle this, to make sure that Liberia gets, the best.
Thank you.
Liars, not people who
Thank you, Emre. I think
because this is what we have had in the past. So
thank you, Emre. I think he got your point.
Some of the things on his resume or his CV.
Okay, and WILBERT, please write that down. I should take these the last callers. This is a Minnesota number. The last 4 digits of your number, 9634. Please tell us your name.
This is Ben calling from Minnesota.
What is your name? Excuse me. What is your name?
Ben.
Oh, Ben. Welcome to the show. 2 minutes, please. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Yeah. Mr. WILBERT, as I just saw you through your explanation, as I saw you, explaining yourself, I'm seeing that you are now looking comfortable. I mean, your gesture, the way you fold your hands, the way you move the body, all those things, it is telling me that something is not wrong. Is there something that you want to really tell us that we don't know about? Because you don't seem to be comfortable. I mean, this is the old country boy calling from Maryland, man. Trust me, there is something not right here. You have to be very truthful to us. Let us know who are those students whose school fees you are paying. And I can tell you all of the schools in Maryland. I can go in there find out. But honestly, your body gesture does not tell me. I mean, tells me that something is not right somewhere. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you. Maybe you're saying something that we don't see, but I believe Mr. Youngster looks, very aware to that. Okay. 605 number 2211. The last four digits of the number. Tell us your name.
IL entrance double.
All right. Oh, thank you, Mr. Garley. This is Alice Newman from South Dakota too far.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you, and also to Mr. Yancey from Maryland County.
Mm-hmm.
I based in South Dakota, especially from Maryland County too. I understand what he's saying. All made good. He made good about it, but being a man from Maryland County and he going independent. So what did he think that maybe today we may let him and later after to go back to CDC? Well, I'm looking at now because we have other candidate there. That Mr. Jeeper from the political the opposition camp. I'm not looking at him too, but I listen to what all he's saying. But all those he put in forth on the table, and we talk about direct data because that's where direct data have come with. And if we elect him going in the house, having working there, and if you will not agree with what he want to do, how will he feel? Because that's the problem that direct data facing today. Majority of them, that's the problem they're facing. So you just have to fall to bow by the rules, say, oh yes. No, the only way we can accept you, be able that carry our salary and the salary to be able to go up. So how will he manage
Thank you.
that? Because that's the problem I see that they're not facing in the house.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. I'll be monitoring the show.
Okay, the last caller before we go back to Mr. Jensen. 423 is the error call, then 8984. The last four digits of the number. Tell us your name, please. 8984. Please tell us your name. Going once, going twice. Mr. Jensen.
Okay. Let me address my good friend and brother Emerick. we have had a series of arguments over the last few years and stuff, and then he been going after my credentials for I don't know what reason and stuff. But then the records are there. Okay. I just brought this magazine. I don't know if you can see it clearly. I want to make something certainly clear. Okay. It's our company magazine, all right? Coco International magazine, all right? He's talking about we are involved in constructions and no, Coco International is not a construction company. Coco International is a funds sourcing company. We source for funds, we outsource out there for development projects, government-backed projects. That's what we do. We do not have construction companies. We consult on behalf of governments. We put forward cases from investors to African countries, developing countries, about what is needed, what is necessary, and then they come on the platform, and then we go out there and raise funds for them. That's what we do at Coco International. We raise the funds and we give the funds to governments, and we write projects. We do project proposals. Also, that's what we do, and we do this in returns of getting of commission. So we work for commission. Coco International work for commission. What we do, we link investors to banks, and then investors to developing countries that have government-backed projects. All right, and then we do this through sovereign guarantees and some other bank guarantees from those developing companies. So Cocoa International has offices in many countries. All right. The head of our organization is called Fabio Guatteri. He based in Italy. All right. And Capi. So I don't know what he's talking about, what everybody's talking about. There are so many companies called Cocoa. All right. There is a cocoa company called COCO. Is a food-based company, a food chain company, also based in Europe. Even in Ghana, where I live, there are two companies that call Cocoa. They have Cocoa Services, and they have Cocoa Hotel. They are involved in the hotel and entertainment services. All right. So I might not understand from what direction he's coming from, but our company is called Cocoa International SRL. You understand? That's the name of our company. Okay. You see in the magazine standing here is my CEO, the CEO of Cocoa International. I don't know if you can see clearly here.
I can see.
Okay. And here you see me and my team in my team in Ghana. All right. I'm there in the magazine, and one of our the representative from Italy is there, and some of our staff. All right. This magazine was done for the promotion of Italian brands.
So the head office of Cocoa International is based in Ghana or in Italy?
No, it's the sub-Saharan African chapter based in Ghana. It used to be based in Tripoli in Italy. In Tripoli, Libya. Sorry.
Libya.
But due to the armed incursions in Libya, now most of our operations have been removed from that country and then in other countries.
Fair enough.
So,
this is not going to be your last on the platform, so I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot more about Cocoa International.
Yeah.
Move to the next one. We're out of time.
And also, I deal with another company called TSC Bani Consulting Company, and we're based in Durban, South Africa. You can go and check it. I do a research on TSC Bani. TSC Bani is a consultant firm. What we do the same thing that Cocoa International does, but on a different level. What we do is that we just do project proposals, and we sell out our project proposals to countries. I mean, that's how it works. And this other guy talking about my body gesture or my body language, I already didn't get the source of that question. I don't think it was relevant. Everyone get a way of sitting and talking to me. Even in doing my investment forums, I sit comfortable. I listen to people. I fold my head to listen to people. I fold my head to articulate my agendas. That's how I operate. That's my body language. That's how I say. It doesn't mean that because I fold my head that I'm not connected to what I'm saying, or I do not know what I'm saying. So I don't understand. I understand that's his opinion, though. That's his opinion. And in politics, you have to accept criticism. Maybe you're going to help him next time. Next time, maybe you're going to help him to sit in a particular way just to please others.
Right.
And there's a fellow that spoke about why, if I'm elected, then I go back to the CDC. Or the CDC has a candidate. If the CDC had interest in making me their candidate, I would have been the one on the ticket. And if I had the interest also of being on the CDC platform or running for senator on the CDC platform, I would have contested the primary on CDC platform. I did not. I did not even submit my name. I did not even pay attention to what they were doing. I didn't even follow the events and activities during the primary. I'm an independent person. I'm running on an independent platform.
Mr. Yancey, they are saying this because they say you were the campaign chairman for CDC, not only in Ghana, but in Sierra Leone or Nigeria. You said that on social media, didn't you?
Okay, let me say something to you. All right, during the campaign in 2017, all right, we all chose sides. We chose sides based on my affiliation then with the president, the senator then before president. All right, my association with the party. I told you I've been a member of this party since 2005. I've been a member of the party. I've been active in this party in 2011. I was active. I was not on any executive platform of the party, but I was very much active in arguing the points of the party. There are some today that was even at the far front of advocacy for the party. Today they are in other political party. All right. There's the former chairman of the ANC. He was once a member of the CDC. All right. He must have said terrible things against other people. I mean, politics, when it comes to campaign, you have to speak up for your people. You have to, try to convince others. So it has come to the point where I realized that, I think there is no longer, a time where I will focus my issues on party lines. All right, on party lines, because I think. Were you
Okay.
coming into?
No, there was a man. I thought the last caller would have been the last, but I don't want to get in trouble. With my sister, she wants to say something. I believe you people have interacted before. Miss Yacindy is on the line. Hello, Ya.
This is Yacindy. Wilbert, this is Yacindy.
Yacindy, welcome.
I want to thank you. I want to read this quickly to you. This is a quote from you. When the people were planning to protest 2 years ago, this is what you wrote. We have enough baton and hot water for any stupidity doing any unnecessary protest. I can't read all. I will post the rest. And you were the chairman. You played a major role up to late last year until I unfriended you. Okay. Why should the people in Maryland, after you brought us here, after you have fought for them and back everything, the informal loan, you back it, the all of this loan, and I know that you work according to you for Emmanuel Shaws and manage his businesses, and I'm sure it was through his connection at the informal and the all the other loan key. Why should when people believe you after the man you brought us at this point, our people are suffering? Not particularly you, but you play a major role because you have a voice in among the ECOWAS community. Why should we not think that you are any different, that you're going to bring different narratives to the conversation? I'm not going to go get into a lot of other stuff, but everything that Emmerich said, we all interacted. We try to help along the line when your particular government you brought to power came to power. So why should we now think that you're any different? When you fought for this government, and I have played that you and I interacted for a year and a half, so I have lots of information. I just want to ask that question.
Thank you, Mr.
Yacindy. Yacindy, thank you for your question. Let me address the part of the comments you said that I made on Facebook and stuff. It was some part of 2018 or so, and then I was somewhere, then somebody sent me a screenshot of a Facebook page that was, a pseudo page created by somebody, I don't know, and sent to me that, it was something around that period where there was some major protest in Liberia. I think that time I was in Italy, and I received a screenshot from this person, a friend of mine. WILBERT, see what we just seen. Do you have 2 Facebook pages? I said, no, I have one, just one. I went on my page and I checked. Then I saw this coming. This page, this one came from 4 major persons. They posted it on the walls. One is Yacindy, which I got angry with her because she had been my very good friend. All right, Yacindy, I respect her. Up to this point, I respect her. She's somebody who, speaks to the facts. I respect her. And Emmerich did some similar thing, and there was this guy called Peter Quay and Peter Quay. His last name is difficult for me to pronounce. And this opposite including what's her name, Muna Fahad. All right, Muna Fahad. They all posted these things, so I was like shocked because something that didn't come from my page. So I called Yasin. I said, Yasin, why will you post something like this? And you didn't call me to know if actually I did that. He said, well, when I seen it, I was shocked. I said, well, yeah, you should have at least contacted me and know because you're my friend. Actually, Ashfotrd, it was not for me.
It was a fake page, according to you, correct?
Yeah, I did not do that. People that know me very well, they understand that it was not for me. And then up to now, they cannot, pinpoint anything or trace where that came from. They automatically created the page and then they deleted. I don't know how they erase the whole page, or how they did, or what. Even maybe when you do a research on Facebook, you can get some information on that one. So, Yasin, I addressed this one to you today. I did not, and I will never and I could not have even created such thing and said anything like that. All right. And then let's come to the issue where you say that why should the people of Maryland elect me?
And in all fairness, you know, there are people who do those kinds of things. It's a political system, people will create fake pages just to make you look like you are the one. So
Yeah.
we're not surprised at some of those things that happened in the past during the heat of
Okay.
the political campaign. Go ahead.
Okay. She said, why should the people of Maryland elect me when the government that I helped elected is not treating the people fair? And I was clear to say during the beginning of our
Conversation.
podcast here,
Mhm.
conversation here, that I do not agree with all policies of this government. There are some things I give them kudos for. There are a lot of things also that I do not support and align with. Okay, these are some of the reasons why I didn't go on the party platform, because I no longer believe that they are following the agenda that we propagated. I no longer believe that they are on the right platform. So I deem it necessary, you know, for my people as an independent candidate to go in the house and rewrite the wrongs. I do not align with everything the government is doing, and I must not go against everything they're doing, because I see some good, and I have to say, I'm in the middle right now. My position is being in the middle, and I am not. I'm not saying that. I have not said anything or maybe argue with anybody on the issue of political agendas during the 2017 presidential election. Of course, I did. There are some that did some terrible things. I think. I mean, well, you know, during political seasons, people cover the same thing. And then even me right now running for senator, there are some people that are coming up with stories against me, saying certain things. Of course, I mean that's their opinion. I'm not going to sit on their right to have a free speech. I mean, I do not believe in people, stopping others from, having the will and the right to express themselves in their thinking, their mindset, their opinions. All right. But I'm against character assassination. All right. I'm against that part, and I stand against the family. And that's my position on this. That's my position. I hope I have addressed answer this question.
Okay, now, Mr. Yunsen, finally, I want to say a big thank you to you for taking up time of your busy schedule just to be here tonight. I believe you touched on this earlier during the show, but what are the good and bad about this CDC government? Give us a letter grade, if you may.
Um, as for my brother, thank you so much again. this is a huge one. All right. I'm not going to bite in blue. I'm not going to bite in blue. I think I know about maybe 40% of cabinet ministers in government. I know them. There are people who I have the numbers in my phone. There are people who I call at time, or they call me at time. All right. There are people in high, departments in government that I know. And when you go on my page, you see pictures of me sitting with dignitaries in government. But I'm not going to sit there and put friends first. I put Liberia first. All right. I put Liberia first. I put Maryland County, issues, first also. I don't think in the current dispensation of this government, of what's happening right now, that this government is doing extremely well. No, I don't think, and I do not believe, because the issue of reshuffle, what I look at, normally what would have happened in other countries or in past governments is to have reshuffle after a certain period of time. Sometimes the first half of the game you put up bad players you don't know, and then you see some of them will not be performing according to what you expect. So as a leader, what you do is you reshuffle. Maybe some of them are placed in the wrong position. Maybe the guy is not good to be the finance minister. Maybe he's not good to be the commerce minister. Maybe he's not good. So you switch him over. You see what can be done. You see their output. Most of those guys serving as cabinet ministers are educated people. Educated people. But perhaps they are wrong for the place. Or perhaps they do not have the will and pleasure to serve. You understand? So there are others, out there that you could call upon or you tap into and bring them on the field, to bring them to help and work for your government, for the president, so that the president, because at the end of this thing, they will not say this minister did that or did this. They will say the president. He
Well,
has his, yeah.
something that I don't believe we touched on tonight. We
Okay.
have nurses in Liberia who are on the front lines. We have doctors in Liberia. We have teachers in Liberia. What do you make of the very huge salaries for those in the legislatures?
Mr. Garley,
Sure.
for me, I'm not going there for the salary. No, I'm not going there for the salary. No, I'm not going there for that. Even if you like it, if my people choose to receive everything that I'm going to earn there, that's not a problem. I would rather return that to maybe the healthcare, budget, if possible. I do not feel happy to see how healthcare practitioners are, paid in the country. A few nights ago, I received a call from a very close friend of mine. She worked at JFK. She was downsized over the last few days because she was being paid through donor funds from let's say an NGO, and that this NGO is no longer putting in money because she came out through the Ebola programs. The after Ebola programs, all right, she was brought in, and then the last few days she was downsized, and then she's not even getting anything else. Now she's jobless, all right, and she's qualified. She was in the healthcare. How can you, in your normal sense or normal mind, downsize somebody in the health sector who is working, who is a nurse, a registered nurse, a trained nurse? You can't do that, all right? So I don't think they are well taken care of. People in the legislature are earning a lot of money. The last time I researched, some of them were taking home up to $15,000 monthly, apart from other incentives. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. The main people out there doing the jobs are the teachers, the nurses, or doctors. They should be well handled. They should be well looked after, and they are not getting their rightful, remunerations. So I think part of my mission in the House, by the grace of God, if elected, will be to address that issue, and really address that issue. I know there's salary harmonization that was effected over the last few days, months or so, but there's some people that were touched. Some people with a very low base salary were even, taking money from, deducted money from, which was wrong. So this is my point. This is my position.
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, speaking of the letter grade, is that a plus for the CDC, A minus, B plus, B minus? Is it a C, a D, or F? So what will you then say to the letter grade for CDC, the administration?
Mr. Garley, my position on this is very difficult, but based on the field expectation, I don't think the CDC government has done extremely well over the last year. There are a lot of rift within government, between top hierarchies, which is also hindering a lot of development of genders.
You are being fair for the most part tonight. So what is that letter grade that you give the CDC administration?
I just give them B, regular B.
Get it, Mr. Yancey. We want to say a big thank you to you. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be your last time here. But before we do it again, you're going to give us your closing statement.
Okay, thank you, my people, my dear brothers and sisters and kinsmen and compatriots from Maryland County. You might not know me for a long time. Might not have been seeing me for a long time. Well, for now, we need people who can come to the table and bring the rightful policies and agenda. I got a lot of my policies. I can't list them all here. We tried going through them, and we're not able to exhaust all of them to that I could make you to understand. But in the coming days, I'm coming off my manifesto. Then through my communication director, Mr. Aries Levitical Howard, and you will see within that manifesto what we have to put forward. I'm sorry that I've been away for this while, and I'm coming to the race this late, as others may say, but I don't think it's late. I think it's the right time. I'm coming to the table with a great platform, with great package for my people, for all of you, for all of us. And I would like you to give me the opportunity to serve you, give me the opportunity to put forth my agenda, give me the opportunity to uplift us from our current state of difficulties to the higher level. I thank you so much also for listening to me, and I will be coming to the county. I will want you to listen to me and welcome me as your son. Thank you so much.
I want to say a big thank you to the entire staff of Bridge Radio Africa, including Miss Letty Brooks Rabbits from the Information Highway. Folks, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to be with you tonight. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow night with fresh, brand new presentation of Ashfotrd Garley Live. Until then, please allow me to borrow the wordings of the wise man. Tough times don't last, tough people do. The height of a man is never known until he rises, and there's no second chance to make that first impression. Don't see okra and swallow bone, because you can't hide your nakedness with beef and bucket. When white men know your friend black man. This has been yours truly, the voice, the golden voice of Liberia, the medicine of the microphone. The brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than a lion. As for the giant, the now you know me Garley. Have a good night.